Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. What a day here. Ticket Blitz Thursday. So it's 6:03 right now. We're going to lay it all out for you as we made the big announcement today. Pearl Jam tickets will be every hour for the Wrigley Field shows with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. And Al Roker Jr. will join us in just a second for the rest of the show, too. A lot planned. A packed show. But just get this focused right now for when we have these tickets for you. Okay. After facts to make your brain go, do that at 6:30. Right after facts, we'll have those tickets. So you got to be here during facts. Don't skip out on that great content.
Be here at 6:30, and then Brian will tell you exactly when to call. Caller 10 gets those tickets.
I'll even give you an early tease on the fact. It's about your nipples.
Hell yes.
Yep, that's an early one.
That's what I like to hear.
And then so put this on your phone, 6:30, 7:10. Make sure you're on the phones for that, for Clash with Kenzie. You beat Roker in trivia, you get the tickets. We're not going to be easy today, though.
Nope, have to beat them.
If you lose, you don't get the tickets, and everybody else listening will have a chance at the tickets because these are too hot. I can't pick them up. They're hot.
Too hot to handle.
It's burning my hand.
It's like my crossover.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then at 8 and 9, so top of the hour, 8 and 9, that will be the official Ticket Blitz Thursday launch where those are text-based. So you'll be here for that. So 6:30, 7:10, 8, 9. Put all those in your phone right now, little reminders for you because you get distracted driving in or at work. So you just, Pearl Jam, Wrigley Field. And I can't tell you, I know the stories we tell on the air here, and you think we've seen everything, every possible way you can see the biggest artist in the world. And some of that is true.
Brian does okay.
But I talked about me getting exiled in Chicago in 2006 and had to go away for a little while. In the mob, they say you want to go off to college when you go to jail. It's kind of what happened to me. But
you went to West Virginia instead?
I went to Virginia, Arizona, and Philadelphia.
Not exactly three popular places.
Oh, they're very nice. I enjoyed my time there. Met my wife in Philly, brought her here. I have a baby now because of that.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you. A little late.
15-month-old.
A little late for the congratulations. But I personally missed out on Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field because when I was still here at that first era, Wrigley Field had Jimmy Buffett shows. That's all they did. And Roker mentioned it perfectly yesterday that once the Cubs tanked and went into those 100-loss seasons, that they said, hey, how about letting Pearl Jam and, Foo Fighters and anybody that wants to play Wrigley Field? And it turned into a concert venue. So I was away during those Pearl Jam shows or just missed out on coming home to visit and, missed out on those shows. So I have never seen Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field, which I know is kind of a shocking thing when you say we work here at Q101, but I missed all of them. So I am so fired up for these shows. It's also my wife's birthday weekend. It's going to get out of hand.
Happy early birthday, Megan.
Oh, good. You're good on that. Congrats. You're right on point with that one.
Of course, I'm right on point.
Thanks for that one.
It's crazy to think. First Ticket Blitz Thursday of 2024. We've been doing GTFO all year.
That's right.
We opened the gates, the little sound that we do with Ticket Blitz Thursday.
I like that.
We started off with a bang this year.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I'm so pumped. And I'm pumped for you guys to get into because maybe you're like me and you never saw Pearl Jam at Wrigley when all those shows were coming here and I missed out on it. So we'll be there right with you. So one more time, 6:30, 7:10, 8 and 9, Pearl Jam, free tickets for Wrigley Field for you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and Al Roker Jr. is in the building.
Yay!
Thank you. Everybody needed that around Chicago today.
Let me just get them all out of the way. Yay! Open wide for Chunky.
I don't have my punch sound effects.
I was waiting for the punch. I was hoping you had it. It's a slippery slope.
Yep.
And
what else are you known for?
I know I've got some more. I'll think of them during the day.
Okay. Well, there's 3 bonus ones right there for everybody. There you go. Al Roker Jr. here for Ticket Blitz Thursday, as we said, coming up in just about 10 minutes after we do facts that make your brain go. We'll have the first pair of Pearl Jam tickets every hour today for the Wrigley Field shows. And we were just discussing, as I mentioned, Fall Out Boy there was the loudest show ever. And Roker talked about the AC/DC show also broke windows.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Loud.
How many, what was that, 5, 6? No, that must have been like 7 years ago, right? AC/DC at
Probably
Wrigley?
2015.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then the Foo Fighters have obviously played several shows there. We had the Green Day, Weezer. Who else was on that bill case?
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy. Duh. Fall Out Boy, Green Day, Weezer.
Yes.
I mean, there's
the mega.
Yeah, the Hella Mega Tour.
Yep.
But Fall Out Boy, I can remember that people actually complained to the alderman. Now you buy a house near Wrigley Field.
Yeah, that's not unusual.
I mean, hey, that's too loud. I get
You live by Wrigley Field.
I know.
What are you expecting?
I know, at least 80 games a year, you have chaos outside of your door.
Right.
And that's why I live near Wrigley. I'm in the zone. I don't want to necessarily live right in ground zero. I can walk there and be fine and then get out of it where it's kind of a little quieter in my hood. So, that's what I like to do. Now, if I could afford a place right near Wrigley, I'd buy it.
Everyone I've ever known that lives like in really close proximity to Wrigley Field, they end up moving within like 2 years.
Yeah, it's fun for a while. It's great to do it. I love living near it. But yeah, when you're right there, people peeing in your yard gets old.
Yeah, gets old. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, Roker's sorry he did that. Okay, a fact that makes your brain go. I told you it would involve nipples today. And that's coming up at 6:30 before we give away the Pearl Jam tickets. We'll give it out there. But men are spending $5,000 to make their nipples look like this. And I'll tell you what this is when we come back. But $5,000. Are you happy with your nipples, Roker?
I'm very happy with them. My guess is it's not Hershey's Kisses. Because that's what I get compared to.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm not going to tell you right or wrong. Just take a guess.
All right.
Hershey Kisses, nipples, $5,000. Men want their nipples to look different, and they're spending that kind of money to do so.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, this is exciting. The Pearl Jam tickets are coming up in seconds. So be here, the first pair every hour today with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Al Roker Jr. here for Kenzie on maternity leave. But let's get to the fact first that makes your brain go. Now, why are men spending $5,000 to change their nipples? First off, Roker said, are you happy with your Hershey Kisses nipples?
I'm very happy with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wife's happy with them?
She's jealous of them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
It's high beams all day.
Case, are you happy with your nipples?
No, I hate my nipples.
Yeah, we have a picture somewhere on Facebook when we did the weight challenge of our shirts off.
I have huge nipples.
You also have hairy ones.
I have a hairy chest, which is weird because I don't have a hairy back. I don't really have hairy arms. I have a very hairy chest, which means there's hair that protrudes from the nipples.
Right.
I don't like them. I think my girlfriend does, but I have a rule. My only rule in the bedroom, stay off the little pinkies. Do not touch my nipples. So I'm very deeply unsatisfied with what I've got working on right now.
How do you feel about that, Roker?
Disturbed, quite frankly.
That's about right.
You and me
honest
both.
with you, yeah.
You and me both.
Yeah. My nipples are somewhat big, but they're not silver dollar nipples. They're about, I guess, normal size.
No, I got silver dollars.
And I guess I'm happy with them. They're a little bigger than usual. I have hair in the middle of my chest, a little crevice, but I don't have hair all over. I have the tramp stamp.
I have no hair.
None?
I'm here.
Roker's taking off his shirt. Here we go. It only took 3 days in for Roker to take off his shirt.
Okay, so feel my arm.
Oh, he's doing his arm?
All right, I'm
Okay.
feeling, oh my God, that's really soft. I was not expecting that. Oh my God, that's like a baby's butt.
Why don't you have hair?
I don't have hair.
I mean, you shave your head, right?
I cut my own hair.
Why you gotta call him out like that, Brian?
People know what Roker looks like. I mean, he's nice and clean.
He sounds like a guy with a nice head of hair. But anyways, oh my God, his arms are so soft.
So why don't you have hair anywhere? You're a dolphin, like all the way
I'm
around?
pretty much a dolphin, yeah.
Do you have to manscape?
Not often.
Wow.
Not often.
That's a good feature.
Wow.
Wow, Roker. That's incredible. I have a tramp stamp mustache. That's the only hair I have on the back, right above my butt. There's this little patch of hair. Like Lebanese guys have this.
Tough?
Yeah.
I got a little tough?
Yeah.
It's like a warning track in baseball.
Yeah. So, I mean, like Greeks, Lebanese, all Mediterranean types, Italians, like me, they have that in the back, a tramp stamp mustache. Some of them have hair all over. I don't have any hair on my back, just this little tramp stamp mustache.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, back to the nipples. What are men spending $5,000 for with their nipples? To make them look like David Beckham's. No, David
Well,
Beckham.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really, I'm not up on how David Beckham's nipples look.
Yep.
How exactly are David Beckham's nipples? I can't even say it, let alone think it.
Want to try that again?
Yeah, David Beckham's nipples. How do they look?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Little tiny almonds. They're round, but they're tiny nipples. Tiny.
Roker, I just Googled David Beckham shirtless. These are good nipples. They're so circular. That's the thing. They make a perfect circle.
Yeah, but do men, well, apparently some do, for $5,000, you can make them look like that. Do women want men with nipples that are almost non-existent, tiny nipples?
I do. My chest is
You
more.
want men with tiny nipples?
My chest is more nipple than it is chest. I would really like for them to be downsized.
But if you walked in with your body and David Beckham's nipples...
What do you mean by my body?
I think you know what I mean. I don't need to elaborate. So there you go. Let's hope it doesn't become a trend because that's a lot for men to spend on their nipples.
It is.
It's too much. So there you go. Today's fact is that men are doing this. I'd like to know if there's any plastic surgeons like Dr. Dan, our friend in Chicago, that's ever changed a man's nipples. And you can please check in at 312-591-8300.
Oh, yeah, you can milk anything with nipples. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Okay, let's get into it. Here we go. Pearl Jam, Dark Matter World Tour, Thursday, August 29th, Friday, August 31st. Tickets every hour today, free ones, 312-591-8300. Caller 10, you are there at the shows at Wrigley Field. First Wrigley Field shows in almost 6 years with Pearl Jam. 312-591-8300. Call now.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
All right. Ticket Butts Thursday. We're talking Pearl Jam, Wrigley Field. Tickets every hour, and the first pair going out. Well, let's see here. Diane checking in from Evanston. Diane, ahoy. What's going on this morning?
Ahoy, how are you?
Oh, we're doing wonderful. How about you?
Good. This is a really weird nipple conversation, but it's kind of awesome.
Well, I don't know if it's inappropriate for me because we asked each other, are we happy with our nipples? I can't ask that to her, right? That's
Well, do you notice a man's nipples?
Yes, thank you for taking it a better direction.
Maybe not. I mean, like they're just nipples. I do have a friend that had his removed.
What?
Yes, he was completely unhappy with them, and he just had him removed.
Wow, you just buried the lead.
Yeah. So, I want to hear from plastic surgeons out there, somebody that works in an office maybe, about men getting their nipples looking like David Beckham's. That was the fact, paying $5,000 for that. What the hell does it cost to get them removed, I wonder?
Yeah, wow.
Nope.
That sounds so much like Kevin Spacey in Seven.
Yes, right.
When he removed his fingerprints
yes.
so he wouldn't have anybody find him.
That was a feel-good movie of the year.
So he said he just didn't like his nipples and got them removed. Did you date this guy?
No, just a friend of mine. He's heavily tattooed, so I don't think it matched his aesthetic. I don't know.
Okay. Got that. All right, well, listen, Diane, maybe you can reach out to him because you have a +1. You are going to see Pearl Jam.
Yes! Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
I can tell. Wrigley Field, these shows, and thank you, Diane, so much for checking in with us. We appreciate you listening every morning as well. Thank you. And you're going to see Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field. The shows are the 29th and 31st of August. We'll have tickets every hour. Another pair coming up in a half hour. Get on the phones at 7:10 to compete against Roker in trivia in Clash with Kenzie. Now, we're not going to wuss out this time. If Roker beats you, you don't win the tickets.
Oh.
You got to win. You got to beat Roker in trivia to get these tickets.
All right.
So be ready, Roker.
Okay.
And thank you, Diane. First one in today. It's awesome. Also, let's get a little Chicago news out here before we move on. Because we talked about this story a couple weeks back, and it turns out it's passed now. So there's new dollar store restrictions in Chicago where they can open across from another one. The city council ordinance passed yesterday. The legislation was back in October when we first talked about it. So what they're talking about here, Roker, is they're afraid there's like too many Dollar Tree stores and or dollar type stores, let's say.
Right.
And then they always end up with parking lots with a bunch of crap in them. Like people just put their garbage out in a dollar parking
they're
lot.
not the nicest spots in the neighborhood.
Well, I don't understand why that's the spot where everybody wants to dump their garbage is in a parking lot of the dollar store or some of those dollar stores. So under this new law, they're calling them small box retailers. They will not be able to open within 1 mile of an existing dollar store owned by the same company, they say. So they're actually, I know that many of the dollar stores are owned by the same company.
Owned by the same company. It's like the three major ones are all owned by the same company.
What is it? Dollar Tree?
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Store.
And
what's the other one? There's one more. You're right. There's another dollar store. Like Dollar Fandango or something. Dollar General.
Dollar General.
That's it. Dollar General.
Yes. I live near the Dollar General in Joliet.
Yeah.
Well, that's a happy place. Imagine that.
Now, listen. It's a great place to shop.
Yes, that's right.
But I don't understand why everybody throws their garbage out, and that's what the complaint is. You throw your garbage out right when you get in the lot, and then that's what caused this ordinance to happen. I don't think it was more about, just having so many of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it might also encourage for, I don't want to be negative, but a real store to go in there.
Oh my God, that's so mean. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, investing in your neighborhoods like near Roker and Joliet would be a good thing if, I don't know, a Trader Joe's went in there.
That's true. And there's and shocker, no Trader Joe's in Joliet.
Not one?
No.
What's up with that?
No.
People in Joliet probably want Trader Joe's.
No Whole Foods.
Because Trader Joe's is actually cheap. Like the prices are good and the food is great. So why don't they put one in Joliet? Trader Joe's? I'm calling you out now. I didn't expect to call out.
Joe, if you're listening.
I didn't expect to call out Trader Joe's this morning.
You're sweating. You're really worked up over this.
I live 50 miles from Joliet, and I'm preaching for Joliet this morning because Roker lives there and he needs a Trader Joe's.
When they build one, you're going to cut the ribbon, Brian.
I'm going. I will head there to Joliet, start out in Schaumburg, go to Downers Grove, and on to Naperville to get to Joliet. And I'll get there eventually and get that Trader Joe's open.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we have given out the first pair of Pearl Jam tickets for Wrigley Field. Another one coming in about 20 minutes, 7:10 during Clash with Kenzie, where Al Roker Jr. will be filling in. So you have to beat Roker to get the tickets. And if you don't get the tickets. But then everybody's going to have a shot at them right after trivia. So everybody should stay put when we get that going in a little bit here. Also, a lot of texts coming in. We're just talking about the Dollar General, Dollar Tree. What was the other one now?
Family Dollar.
Family Dollar.
Yeah. That how they can't build them near each other anymore within a mile because they've overtaken some areas because it's a good deal and the economy sucks as far as the economy's doing really good. The rich people are getting richer, but us out here trying to buy groceries, like you get one bag now and you come out, it's like $60 for some reason.
Right, exactly.
I'm like, I didn't even get anything that good.
It's an unsatisfying $60.
Yeah, like it's eaten before I get home in the bag. So these dollar stores are always doing awesome. And then I just got on our Trader Joe's rant because Roker moved to Joliet from Hyde Park, where he says only has a Trader Joe's and a Whole Foods in Hyde Park.
And before that, Treasure Island.
Treasure Island, my first grocery store when I moved into down Chicago. I love that store. Are they still exist? They're gone now?
No, they're gone.
Okay,
yeah,
Treasure Island
is
business. What about over in Hyde Park when I went to your house party? This is a little inside on Roker's little summer party he used to have. I went and bought booze at a store on the corner, which was a liquor store, or was that a grocery store? I thought it was was it an Aldi? Or what was near you? Was it one of those in Hyde Park?
Well, there used to be a liquor store with a drive-through.
Yeah, those are great.
Oh, my God.
It was called Gill & Company, and they brewed their own beer, and they would sell you the beer in gallon glass jugs that were returnable for deposit.
And this wasn't like hipster people making their beer.
No.
The cool like IPAs and stuff.
But think about that for just 1 second. A drive-through liquor store.
Yeah. That's for the drunk on the go.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Hey, you don't got time to stop.
It was a different time.
Oh, yeah, it's probably better. It doesn't exist anymore. But so now we got some texts in who live in Joliet. Kurt checking actually from Lockport said, well, there's an Aldi in Joliet, and it's the same kind of as Trader Joe's, just different logo and same company. But I never associated Aldi with Trader Joe's as the same company.
No, neither did I. But it turns out that Theo Albrecht, rich guy name, Theo Albrecht,
That's a great name.
who was the owner of Aldi in the 70s up through his death in 2010, bought Trader Joe's in 1970. Also kidnapped at one point by German ransom people. I'm reading his Wikipedia now.
Okay, because I know there was a German company. That's why I always heard about Aldi. It was from Germany.
The Theo Albrecht Wikipedia is worth giving a look to today. It's
Dude, that's what I'm checking into the hotels with from now on.
Yes. You must be Al Roker Jr. I recognize you from the radio.
No,
No,
I'm Theo Albrecht.
There's our street bit for today. To see if Roker can get a hotel room as Theo Albrecht. All right, those Pearl Jam tickets on the way. Here's Gil Curtis.
This is not headline news. Today is National Margarita Day. Many people like margaritas like their marriage. On the rocks. Margaritas are great, but remember, they're the #1 cause of blowing out a flip-flop and stepping on a pop-top. Today is National Chili Day, meaning that tomorrow is, are you kidding me? I just went to the bathroom 5 minutes ago. Drinking up to 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day reduces your risk of getting liver disease, provided they're not Irish coffees. And excessive alcohol use has been linked to early onset dementia. It's also linked to early onset unemployment. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.